Amazon's $1,000 robot. We're all aware of Amazon's voice-based AI-powered Alexa, and we gotta admit, it's one of the best inventions in the tech world. Still, there's one thing that limits this gadget. You'll have to carry it around. What if we could have Alexa on wheels? Well, we can have more than that. Amazon has built a robot that can autonomously roam around people's living rooms, deliver medications to the elderly, and scouts for thieves like a security camera on wheels. Stay tuned to know what this new robot is, what it can do, and of course, its outlook. Customers don't just want Alexa on wheels. David Lim, the head of Amazon's devices, said at a company event in September. Then, he proceeded to introduce a technology-packed home robot that looked a lot like Alexa on wheels. At least 4 years in the making, the small robot, called Astro, has a large screen and cameras attached to its wheelbase that can navigate homes. It was part of the company's annual devices event, where Amazon unveiled an array of products, including a smart thermostat, upgrades to its Echo lineup, and a children's device for interactive video messaging. Of all the products it showed, Amazon was clearly most excited about Astro, which was shown as the finale. And from the start, the company tried to sort out the differences between Astro and Alexa, the company's digital assistant. Amazon said Astro's large eyes on the screen and the different tones it emitted helped give the machine a unique persona. At a starting price of $1,000, Astro is also a lot more expensive than most Alexa-enabled devices. But the main use Amazon presented seemed to mirror some of the abilities of its Alexa and related products, which already put voice and camera surveillance in different rooms of the house. It does move though, and Mr. Limp said customers could send the robot to check on people and different pets. For example, raising a camera on a telescopic arm to see if the flame on a stove is still on. Or if you're doing a video call, Astro will move around with you in the house so that you can continue on with the conversation, he said. In a demonstration video, a child crawled around the floor at the height of the main camera as the robot followed it. The extendable arm can reach as high as 42 inches, meaning its camera would fall around an adult roughly around the person's midsection. Mr. Limp said Amazon had built an entirely new technology construct for the device to navigate a home, with several technologists discussing the difficulty of locating and mapping the varied spaces in a house at the same time. Astro did not appear to be able to navigate stairs, though it stops before tumbling down them like a Roomba. The robot is essentially an Echo Show, Amazon's touchscreen device with speakers, but with wheels attached. The 20-pound device resembles a fat hand vacuum cleaner with a short cylinder for a body and a 10-inch tablet computer sprouting up from the top as a sort of face. Now, Amazon is no stranger to robotics, having bought warehouse robot maker Kiva Systems in 2012 for $775 million to help it fill online orders more quickly. Amazon Vice President of Product, Charlie Trishler, said that while Amazon's consumer robotics team consulted with the Kiva unit early during Astro's development, it was difficult to convert a warehouse robot into a home robot because, for example, it needed to avoid children's toys scattered on the carpet and respond to only so-called wake words during family conversations. During a demonstration for Fortune, the robot sometimes seemed slow to respond to its name, and its lurching movements weren't exactly graceful. But in debuting a robot, Amazon has beaten other tech giants like Google parent Alphabet, Facebook, and Apple. Trishler said that Amazon has built well over 1,000 Astro robots, but declined to comment about where they're manufactured or how. Arguably, the most successful home robot has been the Roomba vacuum cleaner, developed by US company iRobot. Other more recent attempts to sell consumer robots have failed. Japanese tech conglomerate SoftBank recently stopped mass-producing its Pepper robot after it failed to catch on. And a high-profile robotic toy company, Anki, shut down in 2019 after developing a mini-robot that could recognize people's faces and follow their movements. Trishler acknowledged the difficulty of selling a consumer robot, but said that Amazon is committed to household robotics for years to come. Astro is merely the company's version 1 of presumably many more robots, he said. Nobody was asking for the Kindle. Nobody was asking for Alexa, Trishler said, mentioning Amazon's successful e-reader and voice-activated digital assistant. However, he neglected to mention prior duds like the Amazon Fire smartphone. So, what can Astro do? Astro navigates homes without colliding with walls by creating an internal digital map. When brushing his teeth or doing chores, Trishler said that he uses the robot to trail him while playing podcasts. However, there's a limit to the robot's mobility. Since it doesn't climb or descend stairs, it may be unable to roam much in certain homes. The robot's digital screen features 2 cartoonish circles that appear like eyes that pivot up or down, seeming to peer at anyone who's talking to it. When the robot is on the move, its digital screen pivots to the direction it's heading to signal to people where it's going. The screen can also be used to play videos or music via the Alexa voice assistant. When commanded, "Raise your periscope," Astro sprouts a periscope, which has a 12-megapixel camera affixed to the top for photos and videos. A 5-megapixel camera is embedded in the robot's display screen. through a separate smartphone app. Astro can send a live video feed to homeowners so they can see what's going on at home when they're not around. They can also ask Astro to check on specific rooms, at which point it'll move there and send a live feed. Meanwhile, another feature, called Alexa Guard, prompts Astro to listen for unusual noises when the homeowners are away. If it detects such a noise, the robot notifies the homeowners through the same app. People can also activate Astro to patrol their homes when they're away via a separate subscription to the company's Ring security service, which operates using its own Ring app. Astro can be equipped with a cup holder accessory, turning the robot into a butler. Someone in the kitchen can load a drink into the cup holder, and Astro can then shuttle it to where it's needed in the living room. In a demonstration, Amazon Principal Product Manager Anthony Robson used his voice to ask Astro to deliver a drink to Trishler, who was sitting across the room. Now, Astro took a few seconds to figure out what it needed to do, but eventually moved over to Trishler, who picked up the drink. Trishler said that Astro can be used to check on elderly parents as sort of a home guardian. A child who lives across the country could direct Astro using the smartphone app to move next to a parent while activating the live video feed. Additionally, Astro can remind the elderly to take their medication and haul the pills to them if the drugs have been placed in its cargo bin. If a customer's internet service crashes, Astro becomes far less useful. Instead, it can only move around the home and respond to a few voice commands like stop. Amazon plans to add additional voice commands in the future that require no internet connection. Amazon said the robot has a 2-hour battery life when it's constantly displaying videos and patrolling. When its charge is low, the robot automatically moves to a docking station, resembling a large dustbin, for an electronic fuel-up of around 45 minutes for a full charge. In a demonstration, Astro lurched and initially missed its docking station, only to back up, reassess, and then successfully link up for a charge. So along with being able to monitor your home, auto-patrol your home, integrate with Ring, and check up on household members, Astro essentially delivers all of Alexa's features and smarts on wheels. And if that's not of interest, or if the cost is not attainable, after all, $999 is a lot, Amazon has a strong line of Echo Show devices right now. But to a degree, we're still stuck on Astro. The idea of a smart roaming device is an intriguing one, and especially for home monitoring, it has a lot of nifty features. For someone with anxiety about forgetting to lock the door, or maybe leaving a light on, Astro can help ease those worries and let you get a visual confirmation. We also like the idea of the changes that it could bring to checking in on a loved one or someone who could use reminders. Heck, we could benefit from that sometimes, right? It's also very clear that Astro is a first-generation robot, and Amazon is using a targeted approach for this rollout. After 4 years of development, it launched in September of 2021 as a day one product where you can request an invitation to get one. Amazon has already begun shipping the Astros to those who were invited and paid $999, while at some point in the future, likely this year, Astro should launch at around $1,449.99. Now you'll also get 6 months of Ring Protect Pro included. That's a $120 value. Safe to say, we'd be cool with inviting Astro in, but we'd want to test, spend time, and ultimately review Amazon's first home robot before recommending it to the masses.